take turrets, and then join his team, whereas Tryndamere would then have to stay in a side lane, not having teleport, not having an ability to join his team, would then leave his team in an effective 4v5 every single time, and then they would lose. Plus the fact that Varus and Taric were constantly on the wrong half of the map when team fights would break out. Anyway, we are into game 3, or 2, pardon me, and we have picks and bans going down. Once again, that's the Akali banned away. Not terribly surprised, but the Jhin taken away as well. Perhaps not as much of a OP power pick, but a very solid ADC champion, and my personal favorite in the game. So I'm automatically have animosity toward Team Pocket Spaghetti for banning my favorite champion. I take personal offense at that.
There you go.
Galio taken away as well.
And that was something I was going to comment on, is in that 1-3-1 from Team Mercy last game, they wanted to have Galio be in a side lane and then join team fights whenever something broke out. However, Dank Beams was excellent at being able to punish that, usually sending 2 or 3 members. You saw several times the camera pan over, and he was just killed, taken off that. We do have our first new ban. Sounds like a robot new.
Yeah.
Wait. Banned away from the side of League of Hunters, so they are going to knock him out, make sure that he is not being played this time around, as we may get the Darius first pick. We talked about his power. We'll see if we get another godlike Darius from our streams. Somebody new, but we'll see if he can play at the same level.
SK Telecom T1 Camille is the name of that player. The Camille main playing Darius, always nice to see, but Darius, an incredibly powerful pick, and we look forward to seeing if he can take over that top lane. Nami, on the other hand, is being picked up. We saw the power of that pick in the bottom lane, allowing the lane bully the extra damage, plus the ability to heal back. Really excellent pick. Flowers of Ito grabbing the Yasuo, which could be flexed either to mid or top, though I would not recommend it into a Darius. That just sounds like a bad time. Jarvin for the jungle, that's going to give incredible amount of ganking power in the early game, plus if he decides to go into more of the tanky Jarvin that we don't see as much, he's a really solid frontliner offering CC, versus if they go the damage lethality route, that's just a one shot onto the AD carry. So either way, now the one shot might actually be the best way to go if this Ashe gets locked in.
Well, not only do you have the Ashe, you also have Nami as well. Both are very squishy champions, easy to just one-shot, clear them off the map, and they just aren't available to do anything. Ashe is a moderate pick, especially against Darius, because he's a slower champion. So having that Enchant Crystal Arrow, being able to stun him, allow the rest of the team to either lock him up or escape, is pretty good. We'll see if they're able to pull something out with that, as it is an Evelynn in the jungle, which is a pretty interesting pick. From the side of League of Hunters, as it's not common, but she can assassinate really well. Now, many people on the side of Pocket Spaghetti, you don't want to assassinate. It's Fortune, though, and Orianna are both champions you could take.
Yeah, so League of Hunters, I'm liking this Evelynn pick a lot. She's actually become a lot more potent as the game has gone on. She's kind of sleeper OP right now. Of course, as with every single assassin champion in the meta right now, if she's not fed, she's worthless. If she is fed, she's powerful. So at level 6 is when I'm looking for her to start really making strong moves, when she gets access to her camouflage, her invisibility that allows her to walk into a lane without anybody knowing it. Control wards is going to be the name of the game for Pocket Spaghetti. I love saying that name, Pocket Spaghetti. That's wonderful.
A lot more to talk about as we get into this. Let's go ahead and roll for the players and their champions as we are into that 3-minute delay time for the side of Pocket Spaghetti. We've got SKT1 Camille taking the Darius in the top lane. JBW04 with a Thresh bottom lane supportive role. Zandermatron taking the Jarvin in the jungle. Blurinth with a Misfortune on the AD carry role. And Spectrolwolf with Orianna in the mid lane.
And that is going to be it. But for League of Hunters, we've got TCOAIR on Taliyah in the mid lane. Flowers of Ito on Yasuo in the top lane. We've got 1-1-0-3-7 on Evelynn in the jungle. Insane Butterz on Ashe in the bottom lane ADC role. And Pika Chica on Nami in the bottom lane supportive role.
All right, so one of the things that surprised me from League of Hunters was their last pick, the Taliyah, for the top lane. Not a common pick you see, as a Taliyah versus a Darius, which is going to have range. She's going to be able to CC him fairly well, and it can be really good when it comes to a game. Being able to set things up with a wall, allowing for Yasuo to come in. There's the potential that the two of them could work together, or it could be traded around, and it's a Taliyah mid lane with the Yasuo top lane versus the Darius.
That's what I'm thinking.
Could be wrong on that.
As the meta goes, it should be Taliyah mid and Yasuo top. However, as things go in the terms of matchups, I like Taliyah into Darius better, simply because the spacing and the CC, when Darius runs up, she can remove him from her, rather than Yasuo. If he gets close, he doesn't win that fight, and pretty much outside of the late game, he really doesn't win. So I would definitely like to see that Taliyah flex to the top lane, but I don't know if that adjustment will be made. Now, we have a bit of a bet going in our chat as to how many lobbies is it going to take for us to get into game. We have a bet, I believe I saw 4. I would like to say 1. Can we get a 1? Get a hashtag 1 lobby in the chat, please? I would prefer not to have to do any remakes this time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the only 3 bans. They just didn't even have the 2 on either side, so pretty interesting option there. I don't think... I've been custom draft for a very long time. This is the first time I've only seen 3 bans on each side. But either way, we're going to let it roll because we want to get into Game 2. We want to get these games going so you guys can watch 100. Anthony, please no. Please no. With 20 seconds remaining, the side for Pocket Spaghetti has a really good wombo combo. If you're looking at Jarvin being able to Cataclysm, snare several people up, and then you have Orianna and Misfortune, both with massive AoE ultimates that can just blast through any of the members of League of Hunters. If they group, it's extremely strong. Thresh as well with the Flash Flay could be able to pull people together for Jarvin to line up for that Cataclysm. So Pocket Spaghetti, I'm expecting to group a lot more. Now, last game we talked about the blue side needing to group more, and they didn't. We'll see if they can do it this time.
Yeah, I totally agree with your compositional analysis on Pocket Spaghetti. That team comp is absolutely obscene. We've got Thresh for pick. You've got Darius, who can dominate a side lane, but in this composition, I want to see them grouping in the mid lane because Jarvan's Cataclysm into Misfortune's ultimate. You see the real kicker here is give Jarvan the ball on Orianna. Jump in with the Flag and Drag Cataclysm, then the Orianna Shockwave comes through with the Dissonance follows, then MF Ultimate with her E on top of it. That's just a dead team.
Right.
Just off of the damage of those 3 champions, everyone's dead. But if not, you've got the Darius Dunkmaster coming in with the slam dunks from his ultimate, and there's no way that a team survives that if it's properly executed. So I'm giving the team fights to Pocket Spaghetti, but League of Hunters has a surprisingly powerful 1-3-1 composition. Nami has good disengage in the mid lane. You can't keep tabs onto that Evelynn. The wave clear from Taliyah is just legendary in the side lane, allowing her to shove in, roam around. She can join via her ultimate. And Yasuo, what I would really have liked to see more from that composition, I would prefer to see the more knockups coming through.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2, Pocket Spaghetti versus League of Hunters. We'll see how they decide to divvy things out. Kind of like last game, both sides playing a little bit on the safer side. But this is going to be the second of the games in the first draft, I suppose, for the League of Legends tournament. And we'll see what people can do. One of the things League of Hunters is missing is that frontline tank. So, missing that, what is your strategy around fights, or do you just never fight because you don't have a frontline tank to do that?
Here's my analyst's advice for League of Hunters. Do not group. You will die. That's just what's going to happen. If they group up and they play into Pocket Spaghetti's hands, they're going to lose. There's just really no way that fight goes in their favor. So I'm going to say, run your 1-3-1 comp. After mid lane, after the first towers fall, rotate your bot lane to mid lane and keep your side split, draw pressure. And that really depends on Flowers of Edo beating Camille, because we see now that it is the Taliyah in the mid lane and the Yasuo in the top lane, so that is not a favorable advantage.
Yeah, and in this bottom lane, Blurinth needs to make sure to be using that I just had it.
Yeah.
Double shot?
Yeah, double up.
A double up. Thank you. I was so close. Double up. Oh, beautiful. Again, though, using that to harass is so good. And on the squishy member of that Nami, she's going to be forced to use that heal again and again and have to keep using that too. It will lower her mana and decrease the opportunity if a engage or jungler comes to the bottom side. As you might see, the junglers fight it out. There's the taunt onto the Jarvin. He's got some damage onto Ramos. The red buff is ticking away. He's got Doomman knockup without even knowing that Taliyah was there. Good engage, but zandermatron is pretty low. Needs to play it safe. Ramos off to the side. Can they get it? It's the smite. It's the flash forward. And Jarvin picks up first blood to the side of Pocket Spaghetti. The apprehend from Darius to the top lane. He's going to have the slice with the Q as well. Pushes Flower of Ito back just a little bit, but he has lost more overall health, and I need to make sure that I put him in the top lane because it's 16 farm to 7. He has shoved this Yasuo out of all the farm in the top lane.
Yeah, while Camille looks like she's down a little bit on that in the health department, the thing about League of Legends is you're not watching health. Health can be regenerated. You can go back to Fountain, but what you really got to watch is those little numbers on the screen. 18 and 9. Those are your CS numbers, and that's what's going to determine who has more gold, and when they come back to lane, who's going to win. Darius has shoved Yasuo in, and is now going to be recalling, coming back with more items, health pots, and the more damage and the ability to bully this Yasuo further.
Yeah, and Taliyah being forced out in the mid lane as well, so things are looking really good for Pocket Spaghetti so far this game. Orianna up 8 farm as well. The teleport from Taliyah to come back to the mid lane to try to pick up some of that farm that was shoved in. Darius backing, picks up a control ward early on, and has that regen health pot as well. So he's going to have some pretty good sustain up there, and kind of that island that we talk about, when you are able to hold your own in a 1v1, maybe even a 1v2, that unlocks your jungler to go to other lanes. As we may see another skirmish off to the side, looks like they're just going to kind of see each other and then pass and go on their merry way. As in the bottom side, double wards, double the vision, one might say in the brush.
Yeah, what I'm looking for, we haven't really talked about the bot lane, which, as anybody on our stream knows, is rare for me. Hold on, we've got to fight the top
yeah,
lane.
Camille's doing some pretty good damage. Flowers and Ito's extremely low. He flashes away, but the bleed might be enough. It's slowly ticking him down, and it does. Camille takes first or second blood, I guess, in the top side as a gank from Taliyah to the bottom side. She is going to be flayed backwards for a moment, but the Thresh is the one in trouble. JBW is very low. Misfortune's off to the side. He could try to hook her back underneath the turret. He's extremely low. No, he just takes a bunch of Qs. Those rocks slam him down, and Taliyah gets away with murder in the bottom lane, taking the kill for the side of League of Hunters. Their first of the game so far.
Yeah, so that's an excellent roam from Taliyah, despite the fact that Flowers of Ito did end up going down in the top lane. And it's another duel now set up. Camille versus Flowers of Ito, and the trading has already begun, forcing another pot out of that Yasuo. And if this goes any worse, Camille has ultimate. Yasuo does not. He's going to be looking to start a fight here.
Yeah, Camille having that would be fantastic, especially because there is no flash on that Yasuo. He used it earlier, doesn't have it up, so there's a real potential for a kill. The flash is live on Darius. He wants to get the engage early, get that apprehend, and then use the flash if necessary to take out that Yasuo. But he's already won once, should be able to win again, as he's double the farm right now of Yasuo.
Okay, Yasuo might get cocky and go in with that. No, he does. He's playing safe, recognizing the level 6. I want to see smart play out of Yasuo. However, it is level 5s in the mid lane. So no incredible all-ins. Eve is hovering around that side.
Actually, that just shows you Camille's strength on this Darius. Level 6 before anyone else in the game, including those mid laners. So timing the back really well and using that teleport to get back in time. Still has plenty of help, and Jarvin comes to the bottom lane. zandermatron finds the knockup onto the Nami, gets the slow as well, immediately backs away on the top side. Is it the opportunity for the kill? Flowers of Ito doesn't have wind, is slowly stacking it back up. Camille decides not to go in fully and will recall, so that does give 6 to the Yasuo. The next time they fight might be a little different.
Yeah, and the main issue out of that bot lane is that Jarvin just forced flash on Nami. Jarvin's not level 6 yet. When he comes, I want to see a return gank because there's no mobility on Nami anymore. They can just come, drop the Cataclysm on the Nami, even use Flash from the Jarvin if he has to. Just come, Flash Cataclysm, and that's a kill. It's guaranteed that she can't get away. So that's what I want to see, especially once you have the ultimate on Misfortune Flash Cataclysm, followed by the Misfortune ultimate, guaranteed kill. And I want to see that rinse and repeat every time the ultimates are up, and that's a huge advantage for your bot lane.
The
Jarvin they execute.
Has 33 farm, matching that 32 farm on the Evelynn. Now, sometimes jungle farm can be a little scary too, or a little different depending on what they've overall done, but with this, you can actually see it's a 500 gold advantage to Jarvin. So he has been farming very well in the jungle, taking those high priority jungle picks, which means that he's just going to be overall stacking his items stronger. You can see that he's got the boots as well, speeding him through the jungle even faster. As he may be coming to the top side, Flowers of Elo needs to play safe, but he's going to get pincered. Now Jarvin has red buff as well, so he immediately starts with the slow, but Darius is really far back. So they're going to disengage as Yasuo saw that early, but Evelynn's here. Maybe they can re-engage. Taliyah ulting as well. Knocks him out of the flag and drag. Now Jarvin in trouble. Zandermatron trying to run away. The flash has been forced as the toss-up from Taliyah was underneath him. So he burns his flash, gets out alive. Good run from Taliyah, but that is still giving even more farm over to Orianna in the mid lane.
Yeah, currently it's 45 to 38, and that's going to be even more CS dying to the tower, whereas Flowers of Ito now in trouble. Darius does have the ultimate. He could go in for this.
Decides not to use it. Is just letting his pressure on those minions force this Yasuo back. Trying to keep him back. It's one more apprehend. Could be the end of the Yasuo. Evelynn around the corner, though, so Camille could be in trouble. Watch there it is! Doesn't get the ult. It's the shield, bro!
Oh, and he misses the auto!
Oh, my goodness. Camille so close, but can't take him down. The Darius now in trouble.
Ramus is only level 5.
For the charm. He gets the apprehend.
Is it going to be the 2v1?
1v2. Can he manage this? Has the blade stacking down. He does get one kill on the Evelynn. Yasuo around the corner. In the meantime, this fight in the mid lane as the Taliyah goes in onto Orianna, knocks it down to about half health. Orianna has her ultimate available still. Tries to shield back, and it looks like the Darius is going to walk away from the top side after only clearing up one.
All right, what an intense fight in the top lane. He flashes forward, misses the crucial auto, but unfortunately, Yasuo, I don't think you want that fight, buddy. You don't want to do that. That's not
I got ult.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was wanting to see a Jarvin or something come out of the jungle where Yasuo can just guarantee his ultimate coming out of the jungle, but there's no knockups except for the Nami's ult.
Oh, nice knockback. Orianna maybe going down. She has a bit of mana, though not much. About enough for either a shield or one command attack. Jarvin comes around from the side. He's got level 6.
There is an ult on Zandermatron.
Yeah, Cataclysm, there he goes in. So he's looking for the damage. The flash force out, smite as well, slowing her down. But should be able to escape with the blast coming over the wall. Does Jarvin chase Evelynn's around the corner? He looks like he will back out, though. So unsuccessful flag and drag Cataclysm from Jarvin, but does burn the flash on the Taliyah, which is going to slow any opportunities if she decides to gank other lanes.
Yeah, so this is a little tip for any Jarvin players out there. If you press R again, you can turn off your Cataclysm. You can collapse the wall.
You'll get stuck in your own.
Yeah, he dropped that wall, she flashed it, and she's like, well, what do I do now?
I'll just hang out in my own rocky arena for no reason.
Well, this sucks. What a stupid ability. No, so yeah, you can collapse your own wall on Jarvin just by pressing R a second time. Pro tip.
So anyway. Farm in the bottom lane still fairly even. Not too much action. A serrated Dirk on the side of Misfortune.
Evelynn hovering around the bottom side.
Dirk. Yeah, Evelynn's down here. She's got red buff, so Ashe uses the arrow stunning up the Thresh, but everyone ult damage onto Blurinth. She's going to fall. So Misfortune is out. Nice play, puts Evelynn underneath the turret, but doesn't matter because the ultimate is going to execute Thresh, and that's going to even up the kills between the two teams. League of Hunters on that Evelynn, successful. Now 2, 2, and 0 her lineup.
Yeah, the kills are even across the board, 3 to 3. But the thing is Camille is crushing.
Oh my gosh, 40 farm up.
Disgusting. Yeah, as my co-caster just said, 40 CS. The thing that a lot of new players to League of Legends don't realize is that farm is more important than kills. The pace of the game is measured in those little obnoxious minions that you have to auto-attack over and over again. You look at the individual amounts of gold, 14, 13 CS is equal to a kill. 40 CS is a lot, so he's a lot further up, plus 2 kills, and Darius is already just a stronger champion than Yasuo in general, so he is massive right now.
Oh, he's over or almost 2,000 gold ahead of Yasuo. That's half of an item at least. When he backs, sitting currently on about 800 gold, he's going to be able to complete. I think he might be going for a... not frozen mallet first. No, the apprehend pulls Flowers of Edo back in. Getting a little bit of damage. Will he go all the way in and use the ultimate as well? Nope, just the bleed. Knocks Yasuo down to half. Wants him to burn through his potions. There we go. Yasuo used the last of the potions. Taliyah coming to the bottom side. Will lock Thresh out. No, it's just a hair short. So Thresh does play and avoids being knocked back as well. Fortune ultimate. That's going to be knocked Ashe extremely low. Blurinth still alive. She was trying for a moment, but will be shut down. Taliyah's damage just a bit too much. Jarvin comes to the side trying to get a revenge gank, but decides better of it as the ADC falls. So he will be walking away. Second time Taliyah's gank to the bottom lane with success.
Yeah, I don't think that this Evelynn going top is the best idea unless they want to get double killed.
Jarvin invading. Taliyah's trying to get his own red buff on the top side. There's the last breath, knocking up Darius. He's down to half. Camille may be shut down. The ultimate Evelynn missed. Nice movement by Camille. Gets him out for the moment. Evelynn is chasing him. He's going to heal off the honeydew fruit for a moment, trying to fight back. It's good. He's got the ultimate. The double upperhand. This is amazing. There's the second ultimate as well. The Yasuo does get people, so the bleed is enough. The double kill core that Darius pockets to get his top laner is popping off.
What did I just say, Jake? Don't go top because you'll get double killed. What just happened? They went top and they got double killed. That's exactly what I was afraid of. Darius with the outplay in the top lane, popping the honey fruit, getting just enough health back, walking out, getting his Q full charge. The HP comes back and then dunks down with the ultimate and gets the bleed out. Cool guys don't look at explosions. He just walks back to farm some creeps. This Darius is a monster.
And he still has flash. So here he goes in again, getting some damage down onto Edo. The wind wall's not going to do anything if you're Yasuo against a Darius. He's just going to pull you right through it and slam you down. And that's what shows mastery over this champion. Most people see Yasuo's health and go, oh my goodness, I need to chase that down. Let me flash over the Scuttle Crab speed boost and try to get the kill. He has flash this, I don't need it. Lead's going to do the work for me. Mountain Drake picked up by Pocket Spaghetti. They are feeling good. 2,000 gold lead. Now their bottom lane still has trouble. It's 0-4 between these two bottom laners. But on the flip side, their top is doing great. So if their jungler and mid laner focus their attention on the bottom side and keep these two from bleeding out and feeding anymore, they'll be okay. But there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Misfortune. She may be going down immediately. She's still alive. The shield keeping her for a moment, but she can't grab the Dark Passage. Evelynn goes in, gets a little bit of damage to Thresh, but that is it. So again, Evelynn, League of Hunters, continues to pressure this bottom side. Misfortune falls for a third time.
Yeah, so really it's a game of lanes right now. So you have the bottom lane, the ADC and the support getting pretty fed, Evelynn picking up some kills for herself. But the issue is coming through that you have Darius brewing in the top lane. How are you going to deal with that? Ashe doesn't have any answers to Darius. Hold on, we've got to fight in the mid lane.
Yep, that's going to be Jarvin knocked backwards, but TCOAIR gets out for the moment. Orianna, completely whiffs. This is not good for the side of Pocket Spaghetti. Jarvin is going to be charmed up, fall down as well. So that's a nice kill. The League of Hunters. Orianna should be able to walk away. She's got the shield, but wait, the damage! Oh my goodness, those rocks again and again force the barrier for Spectrolwolf. She walks away alive, but that was a huge cost from that whiff on the ultimate from Orianna.
Yeah, and I have to give it to TCOAIR right there. Really good champion mechanics, keeping all of those rocks hitting, the consistent damage coming through, managing the work ground perfectly, managing to force that team fight win in his favor. Now, unfortunately, the Orianna ult was late there. That should have been a kill once the Darius ultimate came down, or the Jarvin ultimate came through. The Cataclysm locking Taliyah in should have been the end of her life. But the flash came through first, and she ended up getting a kill.
I want to bring a little bit of attention to the ADC role once again, and that is because every AD loves when they have no kills and 4 assists. Don't you love being a support ADC?
I hate it.
Isn't that great?
That is the worst feeling.
Ashe 0-4, a little bit rough. She's holding her own in farm, which is really good, but you want to see that carry damage on the Ashe for the late game rather than more early game and Assassin on the Evelynn. Great that Evelynn has it, allow that pressure to keep up, but late game, past 30, 35 minutes, it would be far more valuable to have it on Ashe.
Yeah, and for our newer viewers, those people who don't really know League of Legends, shout out to Bryson and Chris, my roommates who are just watching for the first time. If you don't know, the purpose of an ADC role is to deal damage. If your only purpose in the game is to deal damage and you don't have gold, you can't deal damage. So you're pretty
teleport
much
to the bottom
useless.
side. Taliyah's coming down here again. This close, the ultimate will be guaranteed to lock people off. Doesn't even need to use it because Thresh is already gone. The ultimates from Ashe have been perfect. She heard us, and she gets her first kill of the game. Flowers of Ito just exploded. All right, wall from Taliyah. I'm not sure where that was intended to go, but that should be some more damage on the... Ow.
Okay.
Ow.
Anyway, puns notwithstanding, Darius is pushing the top lane tier 2 tower at 17 minutes. Meanwhile, Orianna dropping damage onto the mid lane tier 1. So you've got kind of this, once again, the game of lanes that's going on. Nami and Ashe knocking down the bottom lane tower versus the mid lane and the top lane destroying towers.
This could actually be good for Pocket Spaghetti. You don't want to lose turrets, you don't want to lose pressure, but we talked about how they want to group. Their team fight cohesiveness could be way, way stronger when they have all 5 members together. And grouping with that strong powerhouse of the Darius could allow some team fights to go in their favor, get Miss Fortune back on her feet. Redemption's been finished by Thresh, whose Ghostblade finished by Miss Fortune as well. So they are primed and ready if they decide to group. But in the meantime, mid lane, Orianna flash to the side, avoids the charm. Nope, still gets it! Evelynn goes in the nice execution with the ultimate as well. The mid lane turret may be falling here, though League of Hunters decide not to go in on it and instead just back out, letting the minions do the work, which gives Rift Herald to Pocket Spaghetti.
You flash the charm and then walk straight back into it.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Anyway, but all that to say, they're not punished super hard for it as the Rift Herald is taken up, so that's going to be a turn. Even though they're going to lose mid-tower now, they should get one back for dropping that Rift Herald, most likely in bot lane.
Well, do you drop it in bot, or do you drop it on the top and push it even harder? Because you could potentially get 2 turrets and start to open up and hit. As on the bottom side, this is so not good. Pocket Spaghetti are going to likely lose their bottom laners again, as they are so pushed up with no vision. Thresh and Miss Fortune.
Outside of the bush.
Outside of the bush with no vision. Thresh off to the side. Actually, he shouldn't, I don't know. I think if, oh wait, Jarvin comes in, or sorry, Darius comes in, 2-man apprehend, causes 2 flashes, he's got damage, that's gonna be the first ultimate, Jarvin locks up to his cataclysm, oh no! Darius, but a nice knockback from Taliyah pushes him out of the Jarvin ultimate. Camille doesn't care, he's gonna go in, another 2-man apprehend, he's priming his ultimate, that's the third one! Triple kill, as the Thresh pulls the shield from Orianna, still out, Flowers of Ito underneath the turret, Camille wants in, he flashes away from the apprehend, Jarvin doesn't care. That's the last breath onto the Jarvin. Another missile to Orianna, but Darius does not make up for it. Evelynn comes to the back line. Ramos is low, but so is Spectrolwolf. Can Orianna make the outplay? Camille going away from the tower. He's alive with 200 health. Ramos off to the side, sitting at 350. There is opportunity for... Oh no! Darius drops the Rift Herald. He's just taking the turret down. Camille is solo winning this game. This is why you 1v9, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you know how that I said at the beginning, don't play Yasuo and Darius? This is why you don't play Yasuo and Darius. This is disgusting.
Blurinth knocking Fishcakes down to about half. Uses the ultimate as well, but a great great bubble from Nami is going to force her ultimate to stop. Taliyah ult comes through. The assassination Evelynn is good. That Taliyah takes out 1 and 2. Yasuo teleporting into the fight. This should be the Ocean Strike for the side of League of Hunters. But this game is hilarious, and Rift Herald is still pushing bottom lane for free.
Okay, so there's a little bit too much from Camille right at the end, but oh my gosh, what on earth was that? It was 4 kills and basically the 5th, just by himself. He's like, 1v4? I don't care, just runs right in there, gets all of his abilities down, kills the support.
So
Darius
is playing 1v9 with a scoreline that reads 9-1. I mean, can you get any better than this?
Can he please get... Okay, so League of Hunters needs help. So the thing is, what I'm going to say, he needs an assist so that they have a number to call, 911, his scoreline. Just call for help, somebody will help.
Now this has been fun and everything, but keep in mind, the gold is even between these 2 teams. And most of the gold is on the side of Darius, sitting at that 10,000 gold mark. He is massive, he is so far ahead, but if Pocket Spaghetti fight without him, or if League of Hunters manage to be able to kill him early on, the rest of Pocket Spaghetti are far under-farmed and far under-gold-fed in this game. So there's a good chance that League of Hunters could still win if they can get that Darius either out of the picture through a kill, wait for him to go to a side lane, then they can engage. League of Hunters is still doing well. 7-3 on this Evelynn. She's got plenty of damage to bring to a fight. We'll see if they can hold on. And they're holding on to this mid lane turret really well as they're keeping it at half.
Okay, so the thing is that as long as Pocket Spaghetti are grouped up, they have the compositional advantage regardless of where the gold is.
Right.
Remember what we were talking about at the beginning with the Misfortune ultimate. Even though she's 0 and 5 right now, the thing that's so much fun about Misfortune is you don't need brain cells to play. You don't need gold to play. You need the R key. Just pull all the other keys off your keyboard, and then you just press R in a team fight, and you can win. You don't need to be good. So 0 and 5 doesn't matter. If Jarvin locks them down in an ultimate, and then Orianna ultimate comes through, Misfortune ultimate will wipe the table. That's throwing Camille off the table.
Oh, Evelynn might find the assassination onto Orianna, but the shield with that command protect keeps her alive for the moment. Ramos uses the ult to get out of the apprehend for Darius. Very nicely done. That's an ult use as well. Jarvin being stunned up by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Darius gets bubbled. He doesn't really care too much about that. So good escape by the Evelynn, but that is 2 ults used from the side of League of Hunters just to escape the Darius.
Yeah. So currently the fight would then, of course, be in the favor of the Pocket Spaghetti because of the amount of ultimates they still have available to them. They still have the Wombo combo. We haven't seen it come through yet, but we're really looking forward to some point. I want to see a late game team fight where that combination is executed perfect.
Oh, they've got grouping, though. They've got 4 members here. Orianna earlier back. They're going to show all 4 on this bottom side. They're trying to pressure Taliyah, walking away. She was recalling. Nice sidestep from Blurinth, keeps her out of the rock toss, but yeah, just forces the members of League of Hunters off of this. Jarvin and Darius pushing onto the top side. Evelynn
double control wards.
May be going in. This is where Camille's a little bit separated from the rest of the team. Can League of Hunters make something happen? He's going underneath the turret. Camille, are you venting? Well, knocked down to half, charmed as well. He's gone. So the godlike Darius can bleed. He's going to fall, walking underneath the turret and not respecting that Evelynn invisibility. So he's going to fall. Now Spectrolwolf in the mid lane is trying to defend against 4 members of League of Hunters. They should be able to take this turret out.
Yeah, everybody completely out of position right now. And that's just going to be a free turret straight over to League of Hunters.
Oh,
and the charm coming through.
Yep, charmed as well. Knocked up with the Nami ultimate on top of it. Orianna now, the only one left to defend. Insane Butterz takes a tower shot for the worth. Jarvin around the corner. This could be League of Hunters. This is what I'm talking about. They take out Darius, they can win these fights and push in. They have more objectives. Those 3 turrets, they're tied up in Drakes. Yasuo pushing the top side.
Yeah.
He might be able to take this turret out as well.
He should be able to. There's no one in the area, and his team's grouped below him. That should be a free turret, if not the second tier. But they have to play careful now because Camille is back up. Now, I do want to comment on the fact that this Evelynn is 7 and 3 right now. She's really gaining an advantage for herself and has the ability to deal with any of the backline or really frontline threats of Pocket Spaghetti. There's a definite carry right here. Taliyah's fairly fed, and Ashe has picked herself up some kills. So there is damage to be had. And if they don't execute that perfect fight, then they're really not in a good position to win. I almost want them to put Camille back in a side lane in a 1v1 or a 1v2 scenario where he can continue getting an advantage for himself.
Well, there's the possibility that he could, if he's out there alone, be 1v4'd, as we saw earlier, several members of the League of Hunters collecting around that top side. He was able to walk away and live, but you don't want him to go down in another situation like that. I think his just over-aggression on the mid tower, walking underneath it and not respecting that Evelynn, that's going to be the turret falling, though. So Pocket Spaghetti get a little bit back, are close to tying up those turrets, 3-4, and they're still down 1,500 gold. No Baron on the sites just yet. There's only that Scuttle Crab taken out by League of Hunters.
Flanking. Okay, so currently Evelynn's looking to start off these fights with a charm. Remember what you said earlier. Hold on, here comes the initiation. but it completely whiffs, so
Yep,
no
it
concern.
just travels all the way. He wanted to hit someone that was backing into the fountain. I've seen that before in a video somewhere. So, Enchantress down for the next 60 or so seconds. No engage there, but it is a good start to the fight if they can line that up with a Nami ultimate. Get those knockups, then it's a Yasuo last breath. So, League of Hunters has been massively grouped for the last several minutes. We'll see if they continue to do so. Pocket Spaghetti, though, is that wombo combo team. Oh, all right, Evelynn does get it. I was wondering for a moment if Jarvin wanted to go over the wall, but looks like he's not going to worry too much about that.
Yeah, definitely a superior choice not to, because they do have the potential to win an ensuing team fight. Hold on, Blurinth caught out.
Maybe going down. The charm holds him. He's underneath the turret, extremely low. All right, 037 takes him out. It's a little bit of a harder name to say. As Camille comes down to the bottom side, this is going to be a team fight breaking out.
Camille with a double grab. Camille's down.
To stymie that fight. And League of Hunters come out massive by, again, splitting up the members of Pocket Spaghetti. And Evelynn is doing a ton of work.
Yeah, and you currently have a 0 and 7 ADC, the one who's supposed to be the kind of the linchpin. The damage coming through is continually just being picked off by himself in a side lane. Really, at this point, Misfortune just needs to group with her team. Here comes the ultimate, and...
Oh, yeah, Blurinth knocked back. Will be going down. Orianna tried to finish off TCOAIR, but just a bit short on that command attack. And so the members of League of Hunters take out yet another turret for the game and back. I have been told and aware that the fact that Jake went down, but Wraith stayed the same, or maybe Wraith is speaking louder, not sure. We'll fix that. I think I know what's wrong with that. We'll fix that between game 1 and game 2. Thank you, chat, for letting me know what's going on with that audio. We'll get that fixed right up. But 5,000 gold lead for League of Hunters. They've come back. Despite Darius starting off 9-1, he's now 9-3, and Pocket Spaghetti just has not been finding the fights that they want.
Yeah, Pocket Spaghetti has really not been making the fights that they want, especially when they have that big advantage. The thing is, Camille keeps running in first. This is kind of a League of Legends philosophy, or for really any game where you're powerful, you just get that bloodlust, and you're like, I want to crush. I am powerful. But the problem comes is everybody else knows that, and everybody wants to be the one who knocks off number 1. So once you just get that quadra kill in the bottom lane, everybody's like, okay, let's not let that happen again. He's the most powerful, so let's dump all of our substantial damage into him.
Pocket Spaghetti don't have his wards in here. Now they see the members of the League of Hunters that have cut them off from the Baron, and they took the Scuttle Crabs. So they have done their homework. They've taken that out. The Scrying Orb use as well. Can see that there's no one around. No wards to be able to have vision. They now know Yasuo is here, so it's a 4v4. Misfortune's coming out of the base. They're fighting without their AD carry. Apprehend pulls Taliyah in initially, and their Jarvin goes in, but Yasuo last breath on 4 members, and that's going to be a complete wipe. League of Hunters destroys Pocket Spaghetti and are now turning onto the Baron. Misfortune, the only one left alive. She has to have the perfect ultimate to clean this up. But I don't know that she has it in her and will be backing away. So free Baron to League of Hunters after a huge Yasuo fight.
I was wanting, she had to go for that ultimate. There's not really any way that they can come back. That's the thing though. Every fight they've had has been without Blurinth. This Misfortune has not been grouped with the team, and they need her in order to seal off, because you saw how low those members got.
Blurinth is just going to be taken out in a clean 1v1. Butterz has a little bit of help. Insane Butterz with, I think I actually played with someone on the stream with the other name, but Insane Butterz on the Ashe. Just auto-attacks Misfortune down, takes her out, not even needing the help of the minions. And that just shows you how far behind Misfortune is. She doesn't have damage, she doesn't have health. She is so low on levels. So Pocket Spaghetti, once again, 3 members coming out from the mid lane. Jarvin pushes the top lane by himself, but they are without that Misfortune for the next while.
Yeah, and she's 0-9 right now. Well, at least she's not worth gold anymore. That's all
true.
Because if you don't get a kill, every time someone kills you, you're worth less gold. So right now, she's kind of a minion.
Evelynn might find.
About to die.
Well, unless the rest of the team is able to join. Thresh throws out the hook, trying to predict where that ultimate from his Evelynn will take her, though it was off to the side. Now Xander uses the Flag of Dragon, has the shield as well, but still dies. Evelynn picks up with a flash there. Misfortune ultimate to knock several members of League of Hunters down to half. Uses the Yumi's Ghostblade trying to get out, but TCOAIR is going to go straight into the kill. The Qs, the autos, in Smite. Not even using the Smite, just an auto to finish her off. And that will be 29 kills to League of Hunters. They've turned this fight completely around. Camille, the only hope now for Pocket Spaghetti, and he has to play so defensively, not just to lose in those 1v4s.
Yeah, so you saw in the jungle when Miss Fortune dropped her ultimate and brought all the members to half. Now, in your mind, I want you to replay every single fight that they've had previous to this point, where League of Hunters had so little help walking away from those fights. Hold on, Yasuo versus Camille. Is it a different fight now, though? Because Camille, the ultimate comes
used
through,
early.
but it's a lot less, and it's still going to be the shutdown.
Yeah,
Camille,
cleave enough.
Yasuo's like, well, you haven't fought me in a while. It's like that bully who's really strong, and then, you know, he goes on vacation. You're like, I can take you now, and then, well,
he comes back and he still knocks you to the ground in one hit.
Yeah, and he's still a gorilla.
Maybe it was 2 hits this time, but
yeah.
I like, though, League of Hunters making use of that pressure on the top side. They clear the bottom lane turret and inhibitor. They're going to take out the second inhibitor in the mid lane as well. They're going to be able to back away, feeling confident with that. And at this point, with the Baron and double inhibitors down, it is all on the back foot for Pocket Spaghetti. They have nothing other than a wombo combo left to hope to pull them out of it. And they are down 10,000 gold. With the Drake up, and I believe it is an Infernal Drake, League of Hunters is the one that has to make the call to be able to fight or take it. And it looks like they should be able to take the Infernal, add a third Drake to their repertoire.
Hold on, zandermatron. Nope. Oh.
Yep, zandermatron a little bit shy. The Elder Drake's the next one to spawn, but in the meantime, he tries to ult, but it's a little bit too late. Thresh are going to try to slow people down, but it doesn't matter. JBW04 should be falling here in a moment. Evelynn wants in. The shield gets alive for the moment, but Camille's going to flush the wall, trying to stay alive. Volley's just shy, but the Taliyah ultimate's going to put him in position. Wait, Camille's still alive? No, a final Q comes through from the Taliyah, takes him out. Evelynn goes legendary, 11-3 on her, 11-1 for the Taliyah, and they should be able to push the bottom lane. They each have 1/3 of their team's kills, and that shows you who's the strong point on the League of Hunters side.
Yeah. Once again, another fight fought without misfortune, and this one's going to spell the doom. They put the linchpin in their ADC. That ultimate right there, look how much damage it does just by itself. Almost one shot.
Ashe alone doesn't even get all the way down, and that's going to be Yasuo getting the last grab, the knockup as well. Jarvin the cleanup kill, padding a little bit of extra stat. League of Hunters complete game number 2, taking victory and winning. A fantastic play there from them.
Yeah, remember what I said at the very beginning about compositions. You want to play to your advantages. And this is another instance we saw of someone picking a grouping comp and then one or more members not grouping. And once again, it was the ADC who was really the linchpin of the damage coming through and was not with the team ever. Misfortune, every single fight, there wasn't a single fight where she started off the fight with her team. And that's the reason they lost. Because you had Camille, incredible advantage, and in the first 3 or 4 team fights that went in the favor of League of Hunters, every member super low in a position where they would have lost the game, but then there's just no follow-up damage to Camille coming in. There's no follow-up damage to the Jarvin and the Orianna. There's no one to cap that off, and you needed the misfortune there. So unfortunate, but it looks like Pocket Spaghetti is going to be eliminated. It's unfortunate because that's my favorite name.
Pocket Spaghetti out, as League of Hunters will move on to the semifinals to take on Dank Memes. We'll get to that at a later time because we're going to come back to game number 3 in just a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a time, but thank you for holding on. We'll be right back for game number 3. Don't go anywhere.